the white man, the white author that
Oh my God.
I didn't tell
Has
you
anybody
about this.
seen this? I'm sorry. Finish introducing me.
I didn't tell you about this. I just want the Trojan horse my way into.
No. I saw this one. You know, this made his way back to me.
A Canadian white man cosplays in blackface for a summer instead of just interviewing black people about their lived experience. To then write a book about your cosplay experience and claim it to be the most important book on race relations is true colonizer behavior. This is in reference to he deleted the tweet. I don't blame him. Smart man. But this is in reference to the fact that you now have a book called Seven Shoulders that is now going to be up on screen. Seven Shoulders by Sam Forrester.
Is this the art he chose?
That is the art he chose. That it looks a little bit like that. Like you didn't see like the Nigerian fellas that like were making like almost like
We know Picasso got he denies it, but he got his style from Africa, so it makes sense that you know that.
I didn't know that, but I'm like,
but you know you didn't know it, but you knew it.
It's like, oh yeah, okay, that make a little bit of sense. Oh, I can see it right now. Yeah, like this shit. So man, like legit cosplayed as a black man in blackface, and then turned around to tell people that he now sees and understands what systemic racism is, simply due to the fact that he cosplayed as a black man.
Only as a comedy. only if it's written by Ben Stiller and starring Robert Downey Jr.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? If you want me to take it seriously,
I think like honestly, the fact that like this could happen.
Wait, did he do it in Canada?
Is that no? I think he's just Canadian. I don't know if he did it in Canada. Honestly, if this was already a thing. I didn't even realize this. Black like me.
White people not original.
This is already done in the 1960s. A white journalist dressed in blackface and traveled through the South to gain a perspective on what it was like for African Americans during the Jim Crow era. It was made into a movie. They made it and gave him a movie. Like, are they just scared to like talk to niggas? Is just like that?
It's because we're not human to them. It's because we're not human to them. He basically dressed up as a fucking like Dragon Ball character in his head.
This is for everyone you've killed! England murderer!
Hold your fire! This man isn't black.
It is this. It could be the same
Mr.
thing.
Football.
I wanted to see what it would feel like to be a Saiyan for 90 days. So so I cut my hair. I cut my hair the same way for 90 days straight and dyed it blonde and learned how to do the Kamehameha waves just to see how people would react. And it's like it's you could just listen to black people tell, and that's Let me bring it down a couple notches. I'm in this room sweating. I don't know why I'm so fucking hot in this room.
Man, you think it's you?
You been seeing me fanning myself?
Man,
I guess
look.
it's sunny out. I don't know. But so shout out to Ice Cube for doing the reverse. Did you remember that?
That show? What's it called?
It's only it's not a good thing, but it was entertaining. He did the show Black. Is it Black White?
Yeah, it's bigger than Black and White or something like that. Yeah,
Something like that.
I don't understand how that existed.
I don't either. Like now, especially, and that happened in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. That was like 97. But yeah, it's one of the things that I think about a lot. I'm planning my end of the year video to get that Christmas money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, not that. Like, I don't know what's everything that's happening in between. I just know that's gonna be the end of the year video because we got to get them Christmas checks.
Oh yeah.
Them creators in the chat. Them post Thanksgiving checks. Them shits hit.
I like legit like the first time like this last one I think I dropped like racism and gaming and like that shit did numbers and like everything was just synergy. I was just like, man, I ain't gotta make a video.
Vacation.
Exactly. gotta make no video. I'm about to be on paternity leave. You know, I'm about to get ready to go. Man, I saw like that CPM on January hit. I was just like, let me get my ass back to work and drop like 2 videos in February.
On the fucking plantation.
Yep.
The YouTube plantation. I'm doing basically, it's gonna be called something like "There's no such thing as being white." I don't know what it is yet.
Whiteness isn't real type thing?
Whiteness isn't real, and here's why. But I brought that up because blackness isn't real either, right? But specifically, whiteness and blackness exist, at least in America, worldwide to an extent, but I can't speak to that.
I'll push back on that though. I think that like you would say differently, because like I would be of the perspective, I know what you're saying, but I mean I'll be of the perspective that black is actually the only thing that's real, in the sense that like it's the only culture and experience that is coalesced because of whiteness. It's because of like because of the oppression at the hand of white supremacy. It has created blackness. So blackness was created like a lab experience type, but it's probably the only experience at all. Everybody else
truly unified in that way. Yeah, no. So
that's why we work. Like that's why this works. Like this is a shared experience. Like you don't get an Irish person and an Italian person that are able to go and like specifically, well, to an extent, but like specifically
they can around being racist.
Racism is the only true experience. Like,
racism is the only true experience. It's a bonding practice. It's a bonding practice, but legit, it's a bonding practice. But
I get what you mean with that, though.
Yeah, and so bringing it back to this dude's book and the history of this happening, but the difference is we are aware of the manufactured way in which we learn to connect with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we learned that because of how blackness is regarded, we learn to relate to each other through blackness almost as a survival mechanism. Whereas for white people, it's really passive. You know what I'm saying? It's not a intelligent decision. It's just they notice that there's no black people around them, and when black people come around, some of their uncles start to act differently. You know what I'm saying? And so I say all this to say, when you have like large swaths, like there's large swaths of white people that have literally never met a black person in America.
Yep.
There's large communities that literally have never talked to, you know what I'm saying? And so to them, blackness only exists through these commodified vessels. So why don't I just do that myself? It makes perfect sense. I'll just put on some shoe polish and walk through the world and whatever. And it's really like a verification of Afro-pessimism. You know what I'm saying? It's a vindication of Afro-pessimism that is something that has happened multiple times. And even in Spike Lee, shit, I'm about to fuck up there. Spike Lee got problems, but Ice Cube is no Spike Lee. Yeah. Even in Ice Cube's show, it was so funny. The father didn't learn anything. The father he dressed like a black man for however long, and at the end of it, he was affirmed in his head that racism wasn't real and black people be making shit up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. Let's see if we can find it's probably a clip for it. Bruno, I think his name.
Bruno.
My name is Bruno, and I became a black person.
Man, how you all let this fly? Come on, man. I was incognizant. I was.
When did this come out? It had to be the mid-late 90s. I feel like it was after the Rodney King.
This came out in 2006?
Nah, impossible. I know this didn't happen when oh my God, it did.
Man, come on, man.
Oh, we're cooked.
We're so done. There's no excuse.
I watched this.
For
I was
this.
out of college and I saw this.
Blood, no, man. I can't reconcile with that. Like, this could not happen. This should not be happening. Not in the arts. Come on, man.
Not Barack Obama was the president 2 years later, and this nigga looked like Barack Obama.
He brought it in. He's the reason why we got him. Oh Lord. But like Yeah, that's a big L.
With Bruno, like this is episode.
No one knew that I was actually black when I had my white makeup.
Who didn't know that you wasn't actually black?
Yeah, I don't know. Clearly that didn't. Did that fly? You gotta move forward. There's no way this was their makeup for him, because that's Anthony Fantano uncle. Like
niggas in my comment section actually right now, they thought that Anthony Fantano was black. Like, have you ever heard that?
Anthony Fantano, he could, if he wanted to try, I'm sure he could get over. He better than Sean King.
He'll get us on
Better than Sean King.
Like legitimately, like niggas come inside my comment section all the time saying, I thought that Anthony Fantano was white. Why are you talking about he's as white as the nut that brought you into this world? I was just like, Anthony Fantano is a white man. But the thing is, like, Anthony would laugh at that. Oh, is he?
Italian. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Anthony Fantano is Italian. And Italy has a interesting racial legacy. That's something I actually was gonna bring up when I do this video. Because there's essentially, this is not, please don't come for me as I say this, especially you biracials and black folks, but essentially there were light and dark Italians, and like in America in early years, dark Italians were treated like niggas in a lot of situations. Yep. They didn't want to be niggas, they didn't like niggas.
Just watch The Godfather.
Yeah, but they were getting lynched. Like there were lynchings of Italians in like the South.
You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It's anti-Italian discrimination.
In a lot of situations. And so through some mechanism, and Italy is right there by Egypt, and Egypt is not a white European country, and Egyptians, like all the people that are in Egypt now came from fucking Africa, the rest of Africa.
You get some people
they were
mad.
Black. They just ain't as black as they used to be.
You'll get some people mad.
Get some people mad. I got it with my Hotep hat. Because real quick, the Egyptians were black.
They gonna come like say, no, they are Arab. I can see them right now.
Yeah, right. They were Arab. And European Arabs, like the origins of that country, that nation do not start in fucking the Caucasus Mountains. So Italy's right next to Egypt. So basically there's a lot of melanin in there. Now the full phenotypical, biological, blood quantum shit, I don't know. And I ain't about to get into all that with you. But some of them look like niggas. We'll leave it at that. So, but this person does not.
No,
this is Robert. What's the dude that makes the songs? You're late for work. Who gives a fuck? You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, man, I missed that.
Oh, yes, you do. You got to know this guy. Somebody tell me in the chat.
You late for work?
You're late for work. Who gives a fuck? And he starts playing the song.
I'm waiting on chat to tell me. Chat, Mark, Italian style.
Mark Ribbolette. Please go to that. You don't know who that is?
Mark Ribbolette?
He got hot during the COVID. You know this guy, right?
Actually, yeah, no, I have seen this nigga before.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Fair enough.
He's actually really dope. I mean, I don't know anything else other than like he just freestyles funky ass shit. He did a whole thing with Erykah Badu. I was jealous.
Man, look, I didn't realize, like, it hit me like I didn't even realize that John B was that white. Like,
oh yeah. I
was just like, how y'all let this shit happen? Like,
because here's the thing, like, Lil Bill actually did he ever come out with this video? He might have interviewed from this video. Yeah, White Soul. Did he do that video?
Yeah, but he didn't talk about John B because I feel like we just think that he's black. I always thought John B was just like black.
And this is like, so Cookout still closed, right? Yeah, but there's white people that don't need a Cookout invite because they've been there. Before we called it the Cookout, before it became a meme, they were there.
They got a legacy ticket.
They got a legacy pass there.
They grandfathered in.
And so he's one of them. John B, Tina Marie, Michael McDonald, JBL somehow. That was wild. Did you see that? JBL from wrestling. Somebody said JBL, like somebody, I saw that last time I was on Twitter, they were like JBL not being MAGA. Got to be the funniest thing.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
He came out on some like Black Lives Matter, supporting some shit. It was like Paul Wall's another one. Right. People like JBL, what? Like,
That's a foreign man in a foreign land.